Since the very first generation, Game Freak has been dropping breadcrumbs about Clefairy's true nature. The original Pokédex entries weren't simply establishing mythology, they were documenting an invasion. These pink creatures didn't evolve naturally on our planet. They arrived from somewhere else entirely. But the most damning evidence doesn't come from the games at all. The anime takes this connection beyond mere suggestion into explicit confirmation. In the episode Clefairy Tales, we don't just hear about their lunar origins, we witness irrefutable proof. These seemingly innocent creatures demonstrate technological prowess far beyond what any earthbound Pokémon should possess. The episode shows Clefairy actively constructing a spacecraft, not as a cute imitation, but as a functioning vessel with a clear purpose, returning to the moon. This wasn't portrayed as fantasy or make-believe. The spacecraft successfully launches, leaving Earth behind. These aren't just moon-themed Pokémon. They're visitors with the means and motivation to travel between celestial bodies. This narrative thread continues in Wish Upon a Star shape, where we see yet another Clefairy spacecraft crash in Johto. The creatures immediately begin repairs, utilizing parts from Team Rocket's mecha to make their vessel operational again. With Pikachu's electrical assistance, they achieve liftoff once more. The implication is clear. These beings are determined to maintain their connection to whatever awaits them in space. The question becomes more unsettling when we examine Mount Moon's significance. Why would these lunar visitors congregate specifically in this location? The mountain serves as more than just a habitat. It's potentially their primary base of operations on Earth. The presence of both Clefairy and Moonstones in this single location suggests something beyond coincidence. Mount Moon may very well be their initial landing zone, a sacred site where their spacecraft first touched down. Alternatively, it could function as a monitoring station, allowing these extraterrestrial Pokémon to maintain surveillance over the planet. The mountain's natural formation could conceal technology or serve as a beacon visible from space, a constant reminder of their mission. Their behavior patterns provide further evidence of their cosmic allegiance. Multiple Pokédex entries across different generations document Clefairy's heightened activity during full moons. Crystal's entry notes they become easier to spot during full moons, while Ruby and Sapphire specify they come out to play under lunar fullness. These aren't random behavioral quirks, they're coordination signals. Most telling is Pokémon Moon's entry, describing how Clefairy gather together and dance during full moons, creating an abnormal magnetic field in the process. This isn't innocent frolicking. It bears all the hallmarks of a communication ritual, potentially sending signals back to their lunar headquarters or activating dormant technologies. The Moonstone itself raises further questions. Why does this specific evolutionary catalyst exist for only certain Pokémon? The chosen species that respond to Moonstones, primarily fairy types with similar aesthetic qualities, suggest a deliberate selection process. These aren't random evolutionary paths, but carefully engineered transformations. Clefairy's evolution into Clefable through Moonstone exposure represents more than just a game mechanic. It could be an activation protocol, unlocking abilities or consciousness that connects them more directly to their extraterrestrial origins. The identical mechanism working on Jigglypuff and Skitty suggests these species may be part of the same cosmic experiment or invasion force. These scattered elements form a disturbing pattern that's too cohesive to dismiss as coincidental game design. From their explicit space travel capabilities to their lunar synchronized behaviors, from their concentrated presence at Mount Moon to their unique evolutionary catalyst, every aspect of Clefairy's existence points to an organized, purposeful presence on Earth. Section 2. The Lunar Network. The pattern of extraterrestrial infiltration runs deeper than just a single species. When we examine the chronological introduction of lunar Pokémon across generations, a disturbing sequence emerges that suggests a methodical phased deployment strategy rather than random game design. The evidence points to a carefully orchestrated arrival timeline. Generation 1 established the initial beachhead with the Clefairy family. Then came Generation 3's Lunatone, introducing a new celestial element to the equation. Generation 4 brought Cresselia into the picture, adding sophisticated healing capabilities. Finally, Generation 7 unveiled Lunala, with its reality-warping, interdimensional travel powers. This isn't just character development, it's a blueprint for systematic cosmic expansion. What's truly unsettling is how these moon-affiliated Pokémon share a common skill set centered around mind manipulation. Most possess psychic abilities or movesets specifically designed to control perception and consciousness. The Clefairy line's access to metronome isn't just a quirky game mechanic, it's a versatile tool allowing them to deploy a vast array of techniques without warning, including those that fundamentally alter battlefield conditions. Cresselia represents perhaps the most concerning development in this lunar network. Pokédex entries consistently position it as more than just another Pokémon. In Platinum, the game explicitly states that happiness will come to those who see a gathering of Clefairy dancing under a full moon. This seemingly innocent description takes on sinister implications when we consider it alongside Cresselia's wider role. The lunar Pokémon doesn't just heal, it influences emotional states through its lunar dust. The question we should be asking: what other effects might this dust have on unsuspecting trainers and Pokémon? Lunala's introduction in Generation 7 marks the most advanced phase of this cosmic plan. The games don't hide its extraordinary capabilities. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon explicitly demonstrate Lunala creating and traversing interdimensional wormholes. This isn't mere fantasy, it's a canonical confirmation of reality-bending powers. A Pokémon that can tear holes between dimensions represents an unprecedented security threat to the very fabric of the Pokémon world. The geographic evidence supporting this conspiracy is hiding in plain sight. Celestic Town, with its ancient ruins decorated with cosmic imagery, stands as a silent witness to this hidden history. The space-time legends of Sinnoh aren't just myths, they're historical records of how these entities have manipulated reality throughout the ages. These locations serve as cosmic waypoints in a larger extraterrestrial network, positioned strategically across regions. Then there's Deoxys, the smoking gun that validates the entire theory. Here we have a canonically confirmed extraterrestrial entity that transformed from a space virus into a Pokémon. Its ability to change forms for different functions suggests a specialized role within the larger cosmic hierarchy. Deoxys proves that the concept of space entities becoming Pokémon isn't theoretical, it's established lore. If one extraterrestrial could infiltrate the Pokémon ecosystem, why not an entire coordinated network? The implications become clear when viewing these elements as connected rather than isolated. Each lunar Pokémon appears to serve a specialized function. Clefairy as the advanced scouts and infrastructure builders, Lunatone as observers, Cresselia as the influencer altering perception and emotion, and Lunala as the ultimate interdimensional gateway. Deoxys potentially represents either a separate faction or a specialized operative within this cosmic hierarchy. What makes this conspiracy especially credible is how the abilities of these lunar entities complement each other. Clefairy's mysterious dance creates an abnormal magnetic field, according to Pokémon Moon, while Cresselia manipulates dreams and emotional states, and Lunala controls dimensional boundaries. Together, they form a comprehensive system for observation, influence, and eventual transportation between worlds.